For somebody to take on such a, what I would consider kind of an overwhelming job. Why don't you tell us how you got started? What was, I mean, like, what was, did somebody influence you, or was there like a moment in time where you said, I have a managed property?
Actually, I fell into it. So I have, well, growing up, I have a background full of real estate. My mom loved old houses. We used to move all the time. As soon as they weren't no longer an old house, we didn't live there anymore. My dad was an interior designer, so I got all that kind of just, I was always in other houses. Other people's houses, our own houses. So I just kind of loved real estate. I've done multiple things in my life. I actually moved back to Colorado Springs 4 years ago now, after a 7-month stint in Australia. And I was crashing on my friend's couch that did property management, among other things. And I was actually doing other stuff that wasn't paying. I worked for a nonprofit and it was really just volunteering. And just, I was helping him with the stuff he does. And 2 years down the line, that became my full-time job and not all the other stuff I was doing. But,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to hear how we can help you.
Awesome. So yes, I am David Carter with Antioch Properties. Please don't judge my logo. I made that in college. Okay. I knew Kathy would look at it. She's like, that one is not symmetrical.
I got the eye twitchies.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. But I just want to let y'all know a little bit about who I am. So we are the Carters, David Carter. My wife, Shanda, we got married October of 2016. And then just to continue we got married within 6 months of meeting each other. And to continue our fastest streak ever, straight from there we had our first son right down here. I actually made this entire slideshow just so I could show you pictures of my awesome family. But yeah, I know you have a perfect baby, but so do I. But yeah, so just celebrated 2017 for me was a great year. Celebrated my first year in marriage, celebrated having my first son, and pretty much focusing all my attention back into just one thing. So that was great. So outside of the job, just kind of stuff that I like to do. I love to hike, I love to snowboard, I love everything pretty much outdoors as much as I can get to it. I also like professional sporting events. That's actually a footy game in Australia, which was tons of fun. But one of the things that I really liked was this quote kind of sums it up. But passion overcomes everything, because when you truthfully love something, it's hard to stop from doing it, and it's hard to stop you from doing it at your best, or best at it, sorry. That's actually from a world famous snowboarder. But that's quote just kind of encapsulates everything that we really like to do in a business. We are passionate about property management. And the real thing about property management, this is my company and my business partners. Antioch Properties is the company. We are all partners in this company. Starting from left to right, that's Brandy and Tyrell, Walter and Anna, and Austin and Stephanie, and then me and my wife right there. That's actually at the Broadmoor Wine Festival last year. You should really go if you want to go. It's really great. But we actually all met each other. None of us were from Colorado Springs. We all moved here, and Tyrell was the couch I crashed on, just if anyone was curious. Never mind. But yeah. We all moved here actually to go to college. None of us are actually from here. And Colorado Springs became our home. I've been here for 7 years now. Our whole purpose and the whole reason that we actually started this company was to better Colorado Springs. We love the community. We love dealing with nonprofits. We love dealing with religious organizations. We love doing pretty much anything that we can to help it, which is why we do property management. So the way that we actually got started, we made all the wrong mistakes, just like anyone else does whenever they start their first business. We did all of the work ourselves. We started this company actually solely as investors. All we wanted to do was buy, own houses, and then rent them out. And this is actually all of us doing all of our own work. How many of y'all know that you won't survive for very long if you do everything? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But just like many of y'all did, we had very humble beginnings. I love to point out this picture because this was the moment I knew I was going to marry my wife. She's walking out of a property. I don't know if you can see all of this trash and everything. Probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, carrying out a cooler because we're packing up. We weren't married at that time, but awesome woman. But yeah, we started off just trying to do it all by ourselves, doing every job by ourselves. And by doing that, we also ran into a lot of the other people that were doing that. So we started small and we're continuing to grow. But we have the experience to know every single stage of whatever it is, of whether or not they are coming from the owners of properties are buying their very first investment property and trying to fix that up to turn it back into make money, or something like, or something that they want to build to the future, or if they just already have their properties that they just need managed. So our entire bent towards this is a people first service. What we do, why we do what we do, is simply because people are worth the effort. Multiple people here are service-based. You're only here because you're wanting to look to be recommended. You're wanting to increase your business. The only way you get recommended is that you provide great service. So that is the heart of our company. We want to provide great service. Whether you are an owner of a property or leasing a property from us, you should be treated with respect and have your and we should always have your best interest to look out for it. So, how many of y'all have ever rented a property? Okay. How many of y'all have ever had a bad experience with the management of that property? How many of y'all ever felt like they treated you a little bit less than a person? Yeah. Every single person that's ever rented has that story. And that was part of the reason why we got into property management, is because we are tired of hearing stories about how people were so mistreated. The golden rule, treat people how you wish to be treated. But what sets us apart? Like I said, we actually started off as an investment company and then moved into managing other people's properties because we wanted them to have a better experience with the management. So we took that from the aspect of the tenants towards us. But what set us apart was that we were constantly educating ourselves to offer the best services, practices, and technology to everyone in our sphere. We started doing that and implemented it to everybody else. Because of that, we kept running into people that didn't do it very well. And we wanted to make sure that you were being taken care of. We believe that everyone is unique, and we structure our agreements to best serve our client. We always have ethical practices. We are all real estate agents, which means that we have to uphold ethics, just like the commission makes us, and we have to take those courses every single year, just so it's a refresher, and we stay here to continue, if you want to keep on. What really sets us apart for our owners is that we do not do traditional property management. I don't just sit there and have a lease and I don't say, hey, this is everything that you need. I want you to sign it and I want to be done with it. We actually approach property management from an investor standpoint. We use a technique called master leasing, and I'm sure that you're used to it in commercial real estate because that's where we got it. What we do for our owners is I actually lease the property from my owner, which now makes me your tenant. How many of you would like a tenant that would guarantee your rents, that you can always contact on the phone, and has stake in the benefit of your property? Anybody? Yes. That's us. So we actually lease the property from you. So being able to structure our deals however they need to, not just having a basic structure that only one fits, that everyone has to fit into, we're able to offer guaranteed rents. So I can make sure, as long as the deal's structured right, that you get paid every single month, whether I collect rent or not, from our sub-tenant, is what it's called. We find the best tenant for the property and not just the first. Most management companies are just looking for the first person that meets credit, can move in the quickest, and will stay there the longest with the lease. For the other part, our education for growth and structure, we want people to accomplish their dreams. Property management is that people buy real estate and have people manage it so that they can have money coming in on a monthly basis. And we want to make sure that you are always educated and always growing in that. So, what it means for our tenants, we make the rental a home and not just their current address. We want a tenant to stay there for as long as possible, which means that we give them the freedom to make improvements as long as it always is checked in, but we want them to make that house their home. We give them the privacy and respect that they need. We still make sure that that house is maintained and taken care of. We do that through multiple things. We deliver Christmas presents for them, all sorts of stuff so that we can keep eyes on the property, but we want to make sure that every time we're there because we want to give them something or bless them in some other kind of way, not just, hey, did you do everything? Is your property good? And they're always a part of the family. Multiple of our tenants stay with us, move across properties, they have kids, they grow into other properties, and we try to keep them for as long as possible, because your number one asset is your tenant. That is my company in a nutshell. That 10 minutes went by like super fast. But no, if you have anyone that's looking to have their property leased out, or someone that actually have 2 properties coming up for rent really soon, which is really rare. Normally I don't even get to say that I have properties available in here because they are gone like the next day. But for any reasons, if you have anything, let me know.